everyone, my name is Joe, currently a senior at National Tainan Senior High School. And today we're going to talk about cancel culture. In 2018, the New York Times published an article named "Everyone is Cancelled," talking about cancel culture and its effect on the society. And because of this article, the topic started to gain more and more attention. So what exactly does cancel culture mean? According to dictionary.com, this term is defined as the phenomenon or practice of publicly rejecting, boycotting, or any support for particular people or groups because of their socially or morally unacceptable views or actions. And this action often happens on racial, gender, and political topics. For example, in 2019, the famous author J.K. Rowling posted a tweet talking about the worries to the transgender community. But instead of discussing on this issue together, people on the internet were angry that her tweet questioned the group and they thought it was extremely offensive to them. So they insulted her with mean comments and words on all kinds of social media, even sending her death threats. In the end, she got cancelled. And now you may think that, yeah, this cancel culture thing does sound a little bit serious, but how does it have to do with our life, right? However, numerous journalists and professionals have expressed their concern about this topic. In long term, the freedom of speech may be limited since people started to be more and more afraid of saying the wrong thing that can easily get them into trouble. This way, not only the possibility of open debate in the society may be significantly decreased. In fact, it's jeopardizing the future of our democratic and liberal ways of life. So, in the next part, my partner Brian will show you an actual example of cancel culture, which happened in the real life and its impact on the person who got cancelled. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Hello, I'm Brian. Cancel culture has sparked a debate on whether such incidents can destroy careers or simply threaten freedom of speech. The documentary filmed by CBS News last year had dived into this complex topic and featuring stories of people who experienced being cancelled. In the video, Brett Weinstein, a biological professor, has told a story of him when he was teaching in the Evergreen State College in the United States. The school has this tradition called the Day of Absence, which means that every year on the day, the students of college skipped classes on purpose to show their pursuit of equality. However, in 2017, the situation was reversed. While students and faculties were required to leave the campus on the day, but Brett Weinstein, the professor, believed that the request was illogical and also a violation of his personal freedom. So he publicly expressed opposition and refused to cooperate. This action consequently caused bullying and assault to the professor, and the students kept calling him a racist, asking the school to fire him. In the end, he was forced to resign from his position. Well, this incident not only shocked the society, but also showed us how serious cancel culture can be in our life. So, in the final part, my partner Kelly will show us some possible ways of tackling this canceling issue. Let's welcome her to the stage.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelly. Nowadays, people are being affected by social media more and more. Thus, they might easily fall into the trap of the trend to cancel others blindly. So, how can we deal with this social phenomenon? First, we must possess media literacy, which is to identify different types of media and understand the messages they are sending. If we believe in every information we get without fact-checking, we might lose judgment of the fact. Always be skeptical of what we read helps us become a smart reader and make accurate judgments. Second, the audience should cultivate empathy and try to understand people who has different opinions from us. Why do we need empathy? People often do impulsive behaviors when anger overtakes them, and they tend to impose their values on others. When commenting on an event, try to put yourself in others' shoes and understand their points of view. In this way, we can have a rational communication and prevent us from attacking one another. The last one is to reflect on ourselves more often. By doing so, we can avoid being driven by our emotions. Otherwise, we might harm someone with irrational accusations, transform our action into bullying, and even think of it as a righteous behavior. With these tips mentioned above, we can try our best to end a vicious cycle of cancel culture and contribute to a more democratic, liberal, and inclusive society. We are from the National Tainan Second Senior High School, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, so that was really good. It's a really important topic. It's a very confusing topic. Moving forward, nobody knows how to solve it or where it's going to go. So I think it's nice to have some solutions and things to think about. One thing I would maybe recommend is maybe if you could tie it to Taiwan. Has anybody been canceled in Taiwan? Any Taiwanese celebrities been canceled? Because that might help people relate a little more, because the Western culture stuff, it's really complicated, and even for me, I understand everything happening in American culture. It's still just there's so much information, and figuring out who's right, who said what, it's really complicated. So if you can have a local example, people would be more okay, yeah. That's just my only suggestion, but good job.
Thank you.
Wow, it's amazing. Okay, Joe, maybe you should sit right here to be the judge. I mean, your presentation is really good. Yeah, I'm so really impressed. I don't even know the cancel culture before you talk about this topic. So 我也算学了一课。对。But maybe you can give us more examples. Yeah. So for me, I don't really understand this topic. So maybe more story, more example can be told by you to let the audience know more about this culture. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone.